welcome back to my channel, She Plans, She Budgets. In today's video, we'll be going over my monthly budget for January, so let's get started. All right, so I have my calendar view opened up right here to January. We did go ahead and lay these stickers down together in my previous video. I show here all of my paydays for the month along with my bills, and then I filled out my sidebar right here with my categories for my expense trackers. I'm gonna keep track of my no spend days for the month, a little January money savings challenge right here, and a quote from the Game of Thrones, winter is coming, just to go along with the theme of this kit. And by the way, I don't sell any of my stickers that you may see in these videos. I do link down below 3 sticker shops that I love to support because I love their stickers as well as their YouTube channels, and that is Romina Rosa, Erica Life Vlogs, and My Olive Blue. So feel free to check out any of those shops linked down below. All right, and also in this video with the calendar view, we did also set up my expense log as well. I still need to add my lines here, but I will do that later on. But for this video, we're going to set up my monthly budget on this page. And then in later videos, we will also set up my weekly check-in, the sinking funds, weekly balance, and my savings tracker. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and zoom in on this page. I do have my sticker sheet here. I'm actually going to be using the stickers off of this sheet for paycheck 4 because this page did cut a little too deep. So I figure since I don't share my paycheck spreads, I'll just struggle off camera. But I'm going to just take the budget script here to lay down on this spread, and I may need to, okay, it's coming off. All right, so if you guys can see, this will be considered a oops. But paycheck 4, I had fixed the settings, so I'm just going to use this for this portion, and then I'll just struggle off camera when I lay down the stickers for paycheck 4. All right, so I'm going to try this again. You know, I struggle with talking and laying down stickers, so let's give this a try one more time. So for this month, is a magic month for us. We have 4 paychecks coming in this month, so very excited about that. Normally we just have 3 paychecks in a month, but this month we have 4, so that's why it's a magic month. And however, our paychecks, we do use them for the following month. So all the paychecks we get in the month of January will be going towards February's expenses and savings, of course. So that's the main reason why I don't currently show the paycheck spreads, and because I just split them between bills and savings. And for the month of January, you'll see in my upcoming savings tracker update video that we're focusing on the car savings. And I'll also talk about that in my recap of December 2023 budget. Okay, and I'm pretty sure I said this in my last video, but just wanted to say it again. Happy New Year's, everyone. I hope 2023 was awesome for you, and I hope 2024 is even better. So yeah, cheers to a new year. The year's just going by so fast now. It feels like, probably because, you know, as we get older, it do feel like time moves faster than when we're younger. I'm in my early 30s, so that's why I'm saying, like, I'm talking like I'm extremely old, but yeah, I feel like time is flying by now. So it's like another year already. Yes. All right, so let me just lay down my monthly budget script, and I'm just going to take the deco and the income, and then we can get started with the numbers. All right, so for the income section, as I explained earlier, we like to budget with the previous month's paychecks for the next month. So for the month of January, I'm going to pull up December, and we still need to close this month out, but I will film that after this. So for the month of December, we were able to save 1 month ahead in the amount of $5,033. So that is the number we're going to budget with for the month of January. And that's basically how I like to budget, is use the previous month's paychecks for the next month's budget. And that's how we keep and maintain our 1 month ahead status. And for the income, I think I'm going to call it that 1 month ahead, like I've done in December. So 1 month ahead. So that's what we use on a monthly basis. And I normally transfer that at the top of the month. So I'm just going to start it for January 1 as the date. And again, the amount is $5,033. And that will most likely be the actual, but I'll save that for January's budget closeout. All right, so let me go ahead and close this up. I will leave a space just in case I roll over anything from December. I think one of my cash envelopes has extra money in it that I may want to use in January, but I haven't totally made up my mind, so we will figure that out in December's closeout video, whether or not I'll be rolling some money over into January. And I'm referring to my entertainment fund. So if you caught my week 3 check-in, then you know what I'm talking about. So yes, so $5,033, and I'm gonna leave that space here in case I roll anything over. And I think I'm gonna leave this empty too, just so if I do add anything, I could just put the total here without having to write it out. All right, so let's add some washi to separate. And I like to just budget with stickers. It makes it so much fun. It's definitely not something you have to do in order to budget, but it is fun to do so. And it can get a little expensive, especially depending on how you like to budget, which is why I started making stickers for myself, just to save on some money. But you can definitely do like paper and pen, or even Excel if you're into doing it digitally. I used to be just straight up paper and pen. And as you can see, I didn't stray too far from that because I still use paper and pen, just also with stickers. All right, so for my bills will basically be the bills that we laid out in this calendar view. So I'm just going to go ahead and write these numbers out under the budgeted section. So the first bill will be my rent. Then I'll have water. And although I pay these two at the same time, I do like to separate them out because my water bill is variable, whereas my rent is fixed. Then I have my renter's insurance, which is due on the 5th. On the 6th, I have 2 subscriptions, but I'm just going to write down subscriptions for all of them. Subscriptions. And then after that, I have my Wi-Fi bill or internet. Then my dance membership. And then I also have my electric bill. And then the last thing I want to write down here is buffer. And I use the buffer to make sure that I have enough money for any of the various bills, because sometimes these numbers do change. Not super frequently, but they do change every now and again. and I like to keep track of that. And make sure I have enough money, so I'll put the extra money in the buffer section. And also I use the buffer section to make my total budget for bill money a nice even number that I can easily remember. So let me go ahead and make my lines. Okay, so for rent, I'm going to budget $2,259, and that's usually what it is. For my water bill, I like to budget $125. It hasn't been more than that, so I like to keep it there because it's usually under. And just to show you real quick, I do have a yearly bill tracker that I keep at the back of my planner right here. And this is where I like to reference every month, like what the total bill was for rent, water, electric, Wi-Fi, cell phones, car insurance, subscriptions, and renter's insurance. And the water and electric really helps me out just so I know like what to expect during the different seasons of the year. So for water, as you can see, it hasn't gone above 125. The closest it's been is 121.49. So that's how I know 125 is a good number to budget on a monthly basis, just to ensure that I always have enough for that bill, because it is variable. And similarly for my electric bill, I like to budget $150 for that. And although it has gone over twice, once in February of 2023, it was $171. And then also in September of 2023, it was $151. I still budget $150 because on average, it's, you know, way under the $150. I just got to pay attention for January and February to make sure I have enough money. And if I fall short, that's where the buffer comes into play. And if the buffer isn't enough, then I will use money from another category if need be. Okay, so next for my renter's insurance, this is always, or at least it has been for over a year, $9.58. So I'm just going to budget the exact amount. For my subscriptions, I usually budget $48. For the subscriptions, I don't worry about the change. I just round them all up to the nearest dollar or so. So I just budget $48 every month. For the internet, this has been $60.30, and it's been that way for a few months now. This was previously less, which is why I wanted to make sure I pay attention to this number as well. But it's been this number for at least about 8 months or so. I did have it in my yearly tracker. I forget when it went up, but it's been a while. So I'm just going to budget the $60.30. And then for my dance, this is fixed at $89 even. For the electric, as I mentioned, I want to put aside $150 and just hope for the best. And then lastly, for a buffer, I need to calculate that because I want this number to be $27.50. So let me just see where I'm at right now. So $22.59 plus $125 plus $9.58 plus $48 plus $60 with 30 cents plus $89 plus $150. Okay, $27.40, so minus $27.50. So for my buffer, and this number may look familiar if you caught my Q1 budget. For my buffer, I need to put aside $9.12, and that will make this total $2,750. And I like to do it this way because it just makes it so much easier for me to know bill money wise. I need $27.50, so I know I need that every month regardless of what's going on in a month. All right, so $27.50. So next we can talk about my cashless envelopes. And I have 6 categories. So let me just lay this sticker down. Okay, so the first one is gasoline. All right, and that's just so, you know, I can pump every week. We normally do about $40 a week, which would give us about $160 a month. But I like to do 200 just in case we ever need that extra fill up if we need to, you know, go on a trip or something. So I'm gonna do $200 there. For groceries, I go grocery shopping once a week. We don't really have like a set amount each week. What we like to do is one big bulk shop in the beginning of the month, so in the first week, and then in the remaining 3 or 4 weeks in the month, we'll just buy what's needed. So for this, I'm going to budget $850. Next is household. I like to shop for this at the same time as groceries. And these are just items that's like not edible. So like if I need any paper plates or silverware, not silverware, paper plates, paper towels, toilet paper, flushable wipes, just, you know, things that you'll get from the grocery store that you wouldn't eat. So basically, you know, things that you need for the house. And for this, laundry detergent will count, dish soap, sponges. So for this, I like to budget $200 a month. And then next will be my personal spending. And this only covers for me $100 a month. And that's because my boyfriend takes his personal spending out of his paychecks. And I don't keep track of his spending anymore. I used to. And it started to feel more of like a chore. So just to cut that out, I just keep track of my own personal spending, which is part of our budget. And then his spending comes out of his paychecks. Next is eating out. And again, we like to budget $100 for this. I hope we don't blow through this in the first week like we did in December for eating out. It's just like, dang, we didn't let it stretch out for nothing. And then the last category is entertainment. This is just in case we want to do anything. We do plan on going to one of the museums out here. I believe it's called the Museum of Illusions out here in Austin. So hopefully it's a fun place to visit. We're going to budget $100 for the month. So it'll be for the trip to the museum and for anything else we want to do. And then, okay, so that's all 6 categories for my cashless envelopes, because we do like to spend electronically over here. We will use our credit cards to pay for most things. Just let me move this over some more. To pay for most things so that we can earn the credit card rewards in the forms of direct deposits. And then we'll just, you know, transfer the money weekly in my weekly check-ins to pay off the credit card. All right, and then that way we avoid any interest or anything like that, any fees or anything. So, and also because it's for things that we would normally spend our money on anyway. So that's why we don't see the harm in using our credit cards for that purpose, because at least we get something out of it. All right, so that is 200 plus 850 plus 200 plus 100 plus 100 and plus 100. So that totals $1,550. So that is how much I would need for this section. So $1,550. Okay, next will be miscellaneous. And before I put that down, I'm actually going to just add another thin washi to break it up. For the miscellaneous section here, I like to keep track of sinking funds. So this will just be where I keep track of how much I'm adding into it for the month. And for this month, I will be adding $733. And then I'll also write down unbudgeted for any expenses that I didn't plan on paying for. And for that, we don't budget anything, so this will be 0. So I'm going to go ahead and close this up. And I'm thinking, should I leave a space for anything? But I'm just thinking, what would I leave it for? But I'll just add 1 space anyway. All right, so let me just draw in my lines. And this total section will be $733 even. And then my last section will be the breakdown. And we are zero-based budgeters, so all of this should equal out to 0. And we will just verify that. So for the income section, we will be budgeting $5,033. But like I mentioned earlier, I may roll over some money from December for my entertainment fund, because we do have quite a bit left over after week 3. Because I don't believe in week 4 we spent any of it, so we might still have the exact same amount. And if so, I think I'm going to roll it over into this budget just so we have a bigger entertainment fund for the month of January. So I'm going to leave that blank. So for bills, we have a total of $2,750. For cash envelopes, we'll be working with $1,550. And then for miscellaneous, we'll be working with $733. Okay, so doing this math, if I was to add this all up, so $2,750 plus $1,550 plus $733 equals to $5,033. So you can see where I was going with this, to show that we budget all of our money to the cent, so that we can have a zero-based budget. But because I'm just trying to see what I do as far as the rollover from December, I'm just going to leave this blank for right now. Okay. And I'll leave this blank as well. So the last thing I'll do is just go ahead and add this deco. So I'm going to grab the envelopes and put that over here. Calculator can go here. The money bag, I'll put this up here. And then the piggy bank, I'll put it down in the miscellaneous section, since that's where I store my sinking funds. And then let me do my lines again. And okay. So yes, this is my monthly budget. I think it turned out so cute. I really love this very different variations of blue. So yeah, so this is my monthly budget for January. Hopefully we stay under budget, either even or under, and whatever is saved from this budget, I will consider it as save for this January challenge of having at least $75 saved. So instead of saving this weekly, I'm going to just see what I can save by the end of the month to make sure I'm under budget by at least $75 to complete this goal right here. And that $75 will probably go into the car savings, since that is what we're focusing on for the month of January. So that is it for this video. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below. And I will see you all next time. Bye.